Chief Washington Correspondent James Rosen tracking all of this, James, and I know this was a point of discussion today at the UN as well.
And around the world, Bianca, good afternoon. Analysts say that the clandestine nature of Iran's nuclear activities over the last 40 years with undeclared sites and stockpiles makes it difficult to know how long it would take the regime to reconstitute the basic elements of a nuclear weapons production cycle. At least 6 months at this point, and that would only be if the Iranians could defend their airspace. We start with the Natanz uranium enrichment facility, one of 2 main enrichment sites in the country, home to more than 12,000 advanced centrifuges and 5,000 older ones. The Israeli Defense Forces destroyed the power supply to Natanz. Experts say that means the so-called cascades inside, which you see on the right, those are the sets of 164 high-speed spinning centrifuges, will be made to stop without proper controls and therefore have probably already sputtered and crashed into their surrounding walls. Next to the uranium conversion facility in the ancient capital of Isfahan. Originally at this site, the Iranians took the uranium ore that they extracted from underground mines and used a chemical process to convert it into uranium hexafluoride. That's a critical step prior to the use of those centrifuges for enrichment. In more recent years, Isfahan was repurposed to produce weapons-grade uranium metal. So, published reports say the Israelis destroyed 4 structures at this complex: the uranium conversion and metal processing plants, a chemical lab, and a fuel manufacturing facility. In the town of Arak, 3 hours southwest of Tehran, the regime had built a heavy water nuclear reactor. In heavy water, the hydrogen is replaced by a stable isotope known as deuterium, which possesses twice the mass of ordinary hydrogen. So, once again, such reactors are usually for civilian purposes, but as a byproduct they produce plutonium, the other major pathway besides uranium to a nuclear weapon. Even though this reactor never made it online, Israel struck it twice. So far as is known, Israel has not yet struck at Fordo, Iran's second main enrichment facility, where the cascades are buried a quarter of a mile down inside of a mountain. This animation by Orion Intel is based on the original design blueprints, which the Israelis captured and published in 2018. Analysts say the Israelis would not need the U.S. and its bunker buster bombs to disable operations at Fordo indefinitely.
After multiple nuclear scientists who are part of the regime's military nuclear program and really the brain trust behind weaponization there, they've struck a whole host of military facilities in the western part of the country and are slowly moving more towards the center. And then the Israelis are still going to be judged, despite all these military successes, by their ability or inability to meaningfully degrade or destroy the regime's nuclear program.
What most worries former nuclear inspectors and U.S. and Israeli policymakers are the unknowns of the Iranian nuclear system. Whether, for example, the regime has already stashed stockpiles of highly enriched uranium or advanced centrifuges at some secret site or network of secret sites. Thus, only the Ayatollah and what survives of his top echelon of nuclear scientists, Bianca, can really know whether the program can ever be revived, and if so, at what cost.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.